some basic picture schedules with you. Picture schedules are a pretty common thing that we use in the classroom, but they can also be used at home, and you're gonna find these in a lot of your kids' IEPs. So I wanted to go over kind of how to put one together and how to use them at home. So what you will need are, I sent home a bunch of papers with different icons like this. You either got it via the packet or I've personally emailed them to you. If you do not have those, feel free to send me an email back and I will forward those to you. That way you have the pictures you need. You can also take real-time pictures. So sometimes we just snap a photo of what we want a child to do or what we're talking about or what we're putting into the schedule and use that as a placeholder. So that's also an option for you. And then the next thing you're gonna do is create a routine. So in the first packet that I sent home to you, or in that initial kind of parent letter that talked about using a schedule at home and getting your kids into a schedule, I provided a sample schedule for you. You don't have to use my schedule. You can put together your own based on how your day is moving and grooving, but if you don't know where to start, this is a good spot to start. So the next thing you're gonna do is just cut up some of these pictures and you're gonna start to build. And I'm just taking each individual little square, adding it onto the bottom, using either some tape or some glue, and fastening that to make my schedule. Sometimes if there's a piece of the schedule that has more than one part, so say for instance going to the bathroom, we also want you to wash your hands. Sometimes I'll put two pictures together like this, just indicating that this is a piece of our schedule that has multiple steps. Another place I've done that is on the work portion. So if I want the kids to know that we're doing some schoolwork, or maybe you have older kids you want to use this with too, and they have packets that they have to work through, you can do that and then put an icon next to it like read a book, so we know we're doing multiple jobs. Another way I like to indicate to kiddos that a piece may have more than one part to it is you can use something as simple as a paper clip or a clothespin, just something that clips onto it, and I put it on, 1, 2, and they know that this in particular block has 2 pieces to it. And then we take those back off as we complete the job to know that we're done with that in particular job. So I have just a few more that I was going to add to the bottom of my schedule, just so you can kind of see. So far what I've done is I've just gone through a basic everyday life schedule. You get up, you go to the bathroom, you eat breakfast, you get dressed, we're gonna do some work, and then it's your playtime. A lot of times if I have kiddos who are working on toilet training and I know that they're on a set schedule, like every hour, every 2 hours, I'm gonna put that picture icon in there because it doesn't just prompt me to remind them to go to the bathroom, but it prompts them to go to the bathroom as well. The whole goal is that they become more independent with these and they're able to follow their own schedule without needing as much help from you. There are also icons in there, so if your kiddo is doing therapy with some of the therapists, there's a speech therapy one, I have an occupational therapy one, I have a physical therapy one. Now obviously we're not meeting with those people right now. Typically we'll put those on, or sometimes we'll even put the picture of the therapist that they're working with that day in their schedule. That may not be the case, but you can put that as a placeholder that, hey, we're gonna do Miss Andrea or Miss Enos's activity today, so that they know that that's happening. So moving down my schedule, I kind of had some snack, some one-on-one work time. I did those in 2 different parts of the day. That way you're getting multiple hits to do some activities and some structured things with your kiddo. Free play, and then pick up. We all like cleanup time as parents. And then I'm gonna put in this special activity icon. I really like these special activities because I can change out what's special. So maybe one day the special activity is going to be Play-Doh, and one day the special activity is a specific puzzle or new Legos. And so this is just a placeholder that the kid knows something special is going to show up during this time. This is a great thing to put in your routine. If you need to buy yourself some time to make dinner, to make lunch, or to get another kiddo through reading time, So you can put that special activity in a bin, put it up on a shelf, and then that bin only comes down during the special activity time. So that's a nice little kind of trick of how to buy yourself some time to get something done as well. So I'm adding that to my schedule. Dinner. And maybe TV time after dinner. And then I could add bath, bedtime story, and bedtime. And that would round out this schedule. And you could make multiples of these. A lot of times I like to have them in a central location. So having them on the fridge or in a wall in a main portion of your house works really well. But you can also put one of these in your kiddo's bedroom so that they can refer to this as they want to. Or if they're in their room playing, they know what comes next. So I'm going to take this in particular schedule and we're going to hang it up on the fridge because everybody knows where the fridge is in the house. And then a nice way to kind of keep track of where you are in your schedule, you can use a magnet, you can use a Post-it note, you can use a paper clip, but you can just move the item down so that they know as we complete a task, we move it down to the next thing. So if we're done with lunch, it's time to go outside, I move my chip down. Same thing with the Post-it note. If it's breakfast time, my Post-it note's on breakfast. When that's done, it moves down to go get dressed. You can also make smaller personal schedules. So this is more of a routine strip. This would be if I'm teaching a specific sequence that I want the child to be able to do independently. So right here, I have one about how we get up and how we get ready. Before you come downstairs to have breakfast, you should have gone to the bathroom, washed your hands, brushed your teeth, washed your face, brushed your hair, make your bed, get dressed. Now, I wouldn't start out with a routine that has this many steps. You want to start off with one or two things, and then as your child is independently able to do that, you're going to add another piece, And then hopefully, you know, especially if you have a kiddo who's going to kindergarten next year, this is something that you can hang in their bedroom or in the bathroom, and by next school year, when they're getting ready for school, they should be able to do these things before they come downstairs to have breakfast. So that's a nice one. Here's another one. This is what we do to go to bed. We take a shower, we comb our hair, we brush and floss our teeth, we put on our pajamas. So these are simple little strips that you can hang in different places, and I made these the same way. I just made them horizontally rather than vertically. You just take the squares and you put them next to each other. You use a little bit of tape, and you've got your personal schedule. A lot of times I like to use items to back my schedules. So I just looked around my house for what I could use to back a schedule, and I found some of these folders we use to file important documents in my house. I found an old school folder. These are all great. You could cut it up and tape your strip to it, and it just makes it a little bit more sturdy. You don't have to. It's completely up to you and what you find around your house. The last schedule I have for you is more of a weekly schedule. And right now, especially, we can't do a lot of the things that we want to do. And so letting our kids know when they can do those things is really helpful. So I just took another one of those file folders that I found in my house, wrote the days of the week. I should have probably used a ruler because my lines aren't very straight. And then I just taped a picture of the special activity that we're going to do on that day. So Monday, we can't do visits with grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and friends, but we can Zoom, we can Skype, we can FaceTime. So we're gonna do some sort of a digital visit with someone. And then Tuesdays, we in preschool used to have Try It Tuesdays where we try a new food, and now they're calling it Takeout Tuesdays, so that we remember to order takeout and support our local businesses. So if you're like my family, we're trying to do takeout on Tuesdays. And then ride a bike. Maybe we're gonna go for a bike ride on Wednesday. So this is just another type of schedule that lets your kiddos know when something's coming. The more we know when something is coming, the better we feel. We like schedules. Even as adults, we have planners, we make lists, we make to-do lists. And the same thing goes with our kiddos. So those are the basic schedules, and I have a lot of this stuff that I will upload as well to the Google account if you need extras. So you can make as many as you want. You can make them different. You can make up your own routines, that's fine. And start small, start with smaller schedules and build up. The only big schedule that I would do to start with would be your daily schedule. And this is just because this tells you what's coming next. This tells the kiddo what's coming next. Another thing I like schedules for is when you get the question for the 100th time, can I play on the iPad? Can I play on the iPad? Look at your schedule. When do you play iPads? Is it that time? Nope. Okay. Then it's this time right now. And that's a great way to kind of get out of some of those constantly asking behaviors. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you need any other supports. Thanks.